Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Arant from Arant Academic Planning. This is another installment in our virtual information session series where I'm joined by mission representatives from schools all across the United States, Canada, and Europe. These schools represent a wide variety of options for you and your family to consider as you go through the college admissions process, from liberal arts colleges to private research universities to big state schools, women's colleges, religiously affiliated schools, and everything in between. And today I'm joined by Christal Watson from George Mason University. Crystal, want to go ahead and get things started?
Hi, everyone. As stated, my name is Christal Watson. I am an admissions counselor at George Mason University. So today I just, of course, want to talk a little bit about George Mason. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about what our campus looks like today, our academics, student life, and our application process. So we are a big state school. We're actually the biggest public research university in Virginia. Here you'll see our breakdown of our undergraduates and graduate students. So a large public university. We are top 10 diverse universities in the country. So we have students coming from all across the globe. We're one of the youngest law schools. So for students that are thinking about pursuing those graduate degrees, not just for law school, but many of other degrees, which we'll talk about later. We have that as an option as well. And then we are the second largest residential campus in Virginia. So all of our freshmen are required to live on campus unless they live within a certain radius. Okay, so a little bit about inside the classroom. So we have a bunch of majors to offer our students, minors, concentrations, and even accelerated programs. So a lot of students like to get their master's and graduate degrees in a short amount of time. So we definitely have that as an option for our students. Some of our popular majors are computer science, business, psychology, criminology, cybersecurity, nursing, and political science, just to name a few. Our students take our general classes, which are called Mason Core, and then we have exponential learning as well. So we really like to make sure our students are getting that hands-on experience in the industry that they are going into. And although we are a big university, as you can see, our class sizes ranges from 20 to 29 students. So you get that big school experience, but when it comes to inside the classroom, we really try to make it as intimate as possible. So next, we're going to talk about the Honors College. And I know a lot of students, when they hear the Honors College, it can be a little bit intimidating. But how I like to describe the Honors College is if you want a more seminal style of learning, this is a great option for you. So if you're a person that thrives in more discussion-based settings for learning, this is a great option for you. It's less lectures, more one-on-one and getting to know your classmates and their thoughts and professors and things of that nature. So you have your own honors curriculum. So you'll have different classes and requirements to fulfill those honors courses. We have a learning community. So those students can live in a dorm with honor students. So if you want to be around that community when it comes to that living spaces, being around other students that, have honors requirements and are taking the classes like you have that as an option as well. And lastly, is the infrastructure of support. So you have your own honors advisor who is helping you navigate your college experience. The class sizes are 25 max, or they're even smaller than our regular classes if you're thinking about honors. Other perks, you get to select class registration before other students. We have a program called Office of Fellowships. So students that are interested and recent alumni are interested in like competitive scholarships and fellowships. This is a program for those honors students to participate in those extra resources. So if you're someone that likes to have like a cohort of students that you're pretty much knowing them from beginning to end, this is a great opportunity for those students. So you can apply as a freshman or you can apply during your time at Mason. So next, we are located, our main campus in Fairfax, Virginia. So that's only about 20 miles from our country's capital, Washington, D.C. It makes a prime location for us. Us being so close to the capital, we have a lot of resources in industries that impact our students academically and when it comes to internships, but as well as leisure, Washington, D.C. is a thriving city and a lot of things to do outside of Fairfax. So our location is definitely prime. And then we have other locations as well. So our Mason Square, which is our Arlington campus, and then SciTech, a lot of research and a lot of technology things in the industry are going on those campuses. Our Mason Square campus is right in the area of the Amazon East Coast headquarters. So that's a great benefit for our students to be in the area of a thriving company like Amazon. So Front Royal is located in Front Royal, Virginia. So they do a lot of conservation and hands-on things in the environment on that campus. And then lastly, we have Mason Korea, which I will talk about in this next slide. So yes, we have a campus in South Korea. It's only about 20 minutes from the capital. So this is another campus of ours that is in a prime location. You have a lot of access to things with it being close to their capital. As you can see, you do 3 years on our Korea campus. And by the way, this campus is Mason professors. So this is not professors that are, just live in the country. They are Mason employees, and then you do your 1 year in Fairfax. The only thing with this program is there's only select degrees. So as you can see on the screen, you have to be that major to qualify for this program. The application is just like our regular application. The only thing that you would do is select that you're interested in the Mason Korea campus. Alrighty, so a little bit more of that, like studying abroad. It doesn't not just have to be Mason Korea. So students can travel up to 75 countries. We have a bunch of options and different programs for various majors to study abroad. We do have something called the Global Gateway Program. So that is for freshman students that want to study abroad their second semester, which is that spring semester. So essentially, once students are accepted into Mason, they will apply for this Global Gateway program. They will take a seminar class the fall of their freshman year with other students that are going in this program. This just information on studying abroad and things of that nature and the resources for that. And then you would study abroad that next semester. So that's a program that's really great for students that know that they want to hit the ground running and know for sure that they're interested in studying abroad. And it's year-round opportunities. So it's not just, a semester. You can go during a break or whatever works for you. And we do have advisors to help you with what that looks like. And of course, scholarships and financial aid is available for our study abroad programs. So now I want to talk a little bit about what the Mason degree offers you, right? You study, you have these internships, but how does that help you in the long run? So you'll see our top industries, which kind of align with the majors that I mentioned earlier. Our median salary is $70,000, and we're one of the top universities in Virginia that has the highest median salary for students that are just graduating. And then you'll see a bunch of employers listed on here, and that's not a limited list, but those are just some that our class of 2024 seeing that they went into those fields. And there's just a little bit more about career mobility. Speaking of this, we highly encourage students to visit our career services office. We are ranked #1 for internships in Virginia. So it's really important to us to set our students up for success. As many people know, sometimes that internship can land you to that full-time job after graduation, or it just gets you those connections to land you where you want to be so that you can figure out, what you want to do after graduation, what will be best for you. Okay, so a little bit about residential and dorm life. So as I mentioned earlier, freshmen are required to live on campus unless they live close to campus, and that you will fill out a form with a waiver for that. But yes, you have all of your amenities as you see at the bottom of the screen, and we have different dining locations and all that you need to live on campus and prosper as a student. So here you'll see the restaurants that we offer on campus. So whether you're using your dining dollars or just, need lunch or anything on campus, we do have all of these options, have nutritionists on campus. So if you have certain eating dietary restrictions, we have meals for that, and then they can help you with that as well. So a little bit about our student resources, which is very important. I like to stress to students too, you're not just there to go to class, right? Take advantage of all of the resources that a university has to offer you, whether that it will impact your academics or just your personal life. So whether that's CAPS, we do offer a counseling session for students that they can go to, whether you need a doctor, we have our first gen plus center. So for students that are first generation, they do have different resources for their students and events for students that they are first generation college students. So we can understand that that can be challenging to navigate being the first generation in your family to attend college. So these are just some of our resources that we have to offer our students. Our students are very involved outside of class. So as you can see, we have 500 plus student organizations. So rather that is fraternity and sorority life, rather that is a major or a club that is associated with your major. We have so many things to offer, your passions and just what you like to do for extracurriculars. We have that. We have a club that's pretty cool called it's called the Serial Club, I believe. So essentially, this organization like goes over crime scenes and things like that, and just like break those down while they eat cereal. So that's just a cool club that we have to offer our students. So you'll find all the list of our organizations on our website to find something that you'll be interested in, and we have something for everyone. We do have sports. So if that's something that you are interested in, with us being a D1 school, we have that as well. And then we have the number one pet band in the nation, which is called the Green Machine. It's a very good thing to see. So whether you want to be a part of that, all majors are welcome to be a part of the Green Machine. But other than that, they're at all of our big events. So yeah, definitely have to see the Green Machine. They're known for all of the greatness and things that they offer to our campus. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about our application process. So you can apply through Common App or through our website. So you will submit your high school transcript, your test scores if you like, but we are test optional. So you do not have to submit those test scores if you don't want to. And then you will submit an essay and then your letters of recommendation. And then as you'll see on the right, our honors college does have a little bit additional requirements. So you're going to submit another essay, your resume, activity list, and letters of recommendation. At the bottom, you'll see pretty much what our average students are coming in with their GPA and then their SAT and ACT scores. I will say for our scholarships, our merit scholarships, we only look at GPA for that. So those are our merit scholarships that you have if you apply to us. And then we do have some selective major requirements. So you'll see our majors that are listed on this screen have additional requirements. So if you're thinking about going into these fields, keep this in mind, especially if you're like a freshman to junior year. Look at your colleges and keep these things in mind so that you can make sure that you're attaining this to be admitted into those specific colleges within a university. And let's say that you don't get admitted into those because you don't meet this requirement, all is not lost. You can apply again once you come to Mason. And then these are our deadlines. So our early action deadline is November 1st. So that's non-binding. And then you'll see our decision release, and then our regular decision is February 1st. And then that is on a rolling basis. We definitely encourage students to apply for FAFSA. And like I said, our students that apply early are considered for our merit scholarships. So this is just goes a little bit more into direct entry for students that are in Virginia. And yeah, like I said, this is only for Virginia students. So this is just a little bit more information on that. And then lastly, this is our contact information. So definitely contact us. You can email us, you can call us if you have any questions. If you live in Texas, Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, those are my territories. So if you go on our website, you'll be able to find your admissions counselor by state. So like I said, if you're in any of those states I just mentioned, I am your admissions counselor. And if not, we have a bunch of other admission counselors to the respective territories that will be happy to chat with you. If you have any questions, we do one-on-ones, email, whatever works for you and your family. We're happy to help. So yeah, that's a little bit about Mason. And yeah, I'm happy to answer questions.
Thank you very much, Crystal. So,
Mm-hmm.
going back to those selective programs you mentioned just a few
Mm-hmm.
minutes ago, I
Yeah.
was wondering, yeah, if you go back to that, great.
Yep.
Do you have folks in your office that are responsible just for those majors since they are different than the more traditional process? Or is it like you said, it's still very much territory based in terms of the admission counselors and readers?
So it is pretty much territory based, but I will
Mhm.
say for our College of Visual and Performing Arts, we do have someone that's like in contact with those
Yeah.
people for their admissions process. For that major, I will say yes, but for the other two, you would just pretty much go based on that. But our dance program is something that we're really known for. So a lot of times students want to get in contact with the folks
Mhm.
over there. So for that one specifically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you kind of alluded to the very beginning about kind of the location, right? You're not in DC, but you're close
Right.
enough to it, right? So
Mhm.
I was wondering when I always ask this for schools that are part of a general metropolitan area, there are a lot of
Right.
different options close by. Do y'all have any specific, I guess, consortiums or agreements with other schools in the Metro DC area, like your George Washingtons, your Americans, your schools like that? Or since you're already pretty big, you don't need to have an additional kind of point. I guess how do you interact with those other DC area colleges?
I would say since we are big and have a lot of our own resources, we can kind of stand alone. I would say it's more so like the community around us and the industries around us. So like I think I mentioned earlier, our campus in Arlington, Virginia is right by the Amazon East Coast
Hmm.
headquarters. So I would say like the communal is more of a partnership that we have compared to with universities, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Yeah.
my final question, you mentioned the law school is not brand spanking new, but it's pretty new, right? So
Yeah.
I was wondering for, I guess, current, or I guess a student decides to matriculate at George Mason, right? And they
Mhm.
feel like law school is kind of in their mind's eye. Are they able to indicate that sort of interest when they're applying to George Mason as an undergraduate? Are there specific kind of pathways in which current George Mason students can, I don't have like a preferred application for law school? Like, how does that work when you have professional schools alongside an undergraduate campus?
So we do have those accelerated programs. I don't believe there's one for the law school, but I
Okay.
would just recommend like getting involved, like with your, if you are on the pre-law track, getting involved with them that way would
Okay.
be very beneficial for a student to do.
Okay. So
Yeah.
there's not like a BS, like what they have like BS MD programs, for example, for medical school. There isn't like a BS or BA or BS JD or like that.
I don't think it's for, let me double check. I don't think it's for the law school
Okay.
from my understanding, but I don't want to, I don't think so. No, actually, we do. So they have the 3+3 accelerated program. So yes, we do for the law school. That's one of them.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Thank you.
Hmm.
So it's a good place to end on as any. So thank you, Crystal, for doing this. And
Yes.
we saw if you want to go back to the very last slide so folks can have another
Yes,
chance to see the ways they can connect with y'all.
for sure.
Okay, perfect. So as you
Okay.
see, there's the telephone, the email, and the social media sites. So thanks again, Crystal, for doing this for us, and thank you folks for watching.
Thank you so much.